Hey, hi, hello. I'm so happy to have you for this free masterclass called The Final Flag, where we are going to hopefully cultivate that long lasting recovery commitment to your best, healthiest, and happiest self. So, I'm Olivia. I'm your coach for this masterclass. We'll go over more about my story and all of that um, in just a few minutes. So, I'm gonna go ahead, share my screen to get started. We have some slides to help us navigate things today. Without further ado, let's go ahead and hit present. Welcome. Okay, yeah, here we are. So, quick agenda for the day. Welcome. Hi, we just did that. I'm going to guide us through a quick meditation to get grounded, get here in the moment, tell you a little bit more about myself, go over the steps of recovery, of full recovery that I teach, do a little reflecting, a little journaling on that. Um, Probably won't have time for a Q&A today, and then offer you a special coaching discount for being here. So without further ado, let's get grounded. I'm going to have you nestle into your chair anywhere that you need to find around you. If you have a couch, if you have a floor, if you have a cushion, don't get too comfy, but I want you to be comfortable. So crossing your legs, if uncrossing and planting your feet helps you get more grounded, please do that. Nestling in, settling in. I like to be crisscrossed in my chair for these. Noticing, just noticing. Softly closing your eyes. Feel the back of your chair. Feel your hip bones planting into the ground. Notice if you're holding tension in your shoulders. Is your jaw clenched? Can you soften? Can you drop your shoulders? Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. Let your eyelids be heavy. And notice where your breathing is. Is it shallow? Is it fast? Is it deep? Is it through your nose or your mouth? Just noticing. There's no right or wrong. There's no judgment. This is your breath. This is your life force. When we can bring our attention to it, we get out of the mind and into the moment. Excuse me. And to bring our attention to it, we can start to control it. We can start to really pay attention and make an automatic life force function a manual function. So I want you to bring your breathing only to your nose now. In and out through the nose, sealing the lips. Noticing how that feels. And lengthening the breath. So in and out through the nose, can you make your inhale 4 counts? 1, 2, 3, 4, and holding at the top for a count of 4, 2, 3, 4, and we exhale out of the nose for that same count of 4, 2, 3, 4, and we hold at the exhale, 2, 3, 4, and we inhale for a count of 4 again, and we hold, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, inhaling through the nose 3, 4, holding. Exhaling, holding. And this is called our square breathing, so keep it up at your count. You can go a little slower, you can go a little faster. You can make your box bigger for a count of 6 or 8. You can make your box smaller for a count of 2 or 3. Noticing if you're holding tension, noticing how this is making your body feel, noticing what your lungs and your mind do when you hold. Notice the sigh of relief in your body when you begin to exhale and when you begin to inhale. Keeping up this square breathing on your count. Through the nose, the lips are sealed. And when you use this technique of breathing, it's you can be done for minutes and minutes at a time. It can be done one box. But the point of controlling our breathing like this, and like I said, is to bring the attention into the breath, into the moment, and out of the mind. Into the breathing and out of the panic, out of the worry, out of the spiral. It's like I said, we cannot be in our mind when we are in the breath. It's virtually impossible, which makes it so, so magical. But for now, we're going to go ahead and release this square breathing. Release the holds, release the counts, and just be here. Be with your natural breath again. Maybe take a sigh in through the nose. Hold at the top. Sip in just a little more air. Open the mouth. Stick the tongue out. Sigh. This is called a lion's breath. Let's do another together. In through the nose. Sipping just as much as you can in at the top. And sighing it out. How does your body feel? Are you synced into the chair? Is your mind light? Letting your breath do what it wants, taking deep breaths if you need. What can you notice on your skin right now? How does the chair underneath you feel? Where is your hair lying on your body? What is the texture of your clothes on your skin? Is the air around you warm or cool? And what can you hear? Maybe the hum of your air conditioning. You can hear my voice. Maybe there's birds or cars outside your window or a pet. We're bringing our awareness to the room. We're bringing it back. Here together. Wiggling our toes, wiggling our fingers. Shrugging the shoulders and releasing them. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, fluttering the eyes open. And coming back. Right here. Hi. How do you feel? Taking a note, taking stock of maybe the heaviness or the lightness or the peace or maybe some anxiety that was caused here. The power of your breath is so magical. I'm bringing it back. Hi. I'm ready. I'm feeling ready to get started. I don't know about you, but going in with an intention from this grounded place, from this presence that we just created, fully believing and realizing and accepting with all of your peace and presence that you just created that it is never too late to be whoever you want. That there is so much available for you and meant for you in this life than the one that your mind, that your ed, that your negative chatter will ever allow for you. Hi, I'm Olivia, and I want to help you get there. I want to help you reach your fullest potential because it's possible. I was in the hospital about 8 years ago. I got diagnosed with my anorexia, my depression, my general anxiety, and I landed myself in the hospital. And now I have competed in Spartan races. I've competed and won state records in powerlifting. I've become a certified yoga teacher, personal trainer, nutrition coach, and recovery specialist. And I am, yes, special as we all are in our own ways, but I am just me. And if I can do it, you can too. See, I used to hate my body. I used to be constantly worried about food and counting calories. I didn't understand. I just wanted to be happy. What was wrong with me? Why didn't people like me? Why didn't I like me? Why couldn't I just fit in and be normal and not have to eat lunch in the bathroom stalls anymore? How could I just feel better? How could I make all of the pain go away? Well, I thought maybe I could do that by controlling the one thing that felt controllable, my body and the food that I ate or didn't eat, and the exercise that I did or didn't do. It was an amazing outlet for a little while. Felt like I had some control. It felt like I was getting somewhere, like I had a friend in my head. Until I started spiraling down a path that was very dark. All of these control pieces led me to the hospital for extreme undernourishment. I was in a wheelchair. I was at risk of heart failure and osteoporosis. And I truthfully didn't know if there would be a way to recover, if there was a way to find happiness and healing. I didn't know, but I do know. I'm here to share with you the steps through my 8 years of recovery that I have taken to get to where I am now and what I use in my coaching to take my clients through their full recovery journey. And I am going to, for free, give them to you right now. Um, I want to preface, let's go back for a second, that if you have not been diagnosed, if you have not been in the hospital, if you have not lost weight, if you have not gained weight, if your family doesn't know, if your doctors do not know, none of that means that your struggles are invalid. None of that means that these steps are not applicable for you. None of that means that you are not worthy of help. Okay? I just share my journey to show you what is possible. So, step one, eat more and keep track of what you are eating. So, when I say keep track, I do not mean count calories, I do not mean obsess. I mean take note, I mean journal, I mean be aware. I mean fuel your body. So, having a food journal, being guided to eat the amount that your body needs, whether you believe or know the amounts. Step one is to just take the leap. Take the leap. Step two is movement. Consistent movement, exercise that helps you feel strong, that helps you feel empowered. It doesn't guide you to be smaller. It doesn't guide you to be skinny. It is for strength. It is for health. It is consistent, and it is to feel good in your skin. So we start with the leap of eating more, of being okay, being scared. And then we start to move. We start to use this fuel for strength. And of course, those things will bring up hard feelings. Of course, those things will be hard to do. Of course, those things will be scary. Of course, they will. I'm not telling you this is easy, but I am telling you that when you surround yourself, when you look up to, when you get coached by, find a mentor for recovery, you can talk about what is coming up. You can get reassurance that you are going in the right direction. You can see proof that these steps got this person there and they can get you there too. So it is so important to have a people or persons around you to talk to about what is coming up, to share the fears with, and to get the reassurance from. Step 4, continuing down the road, because that ed voice will come up continuously for years, for months and days and years. It doesn't go away overnight, and we have to consistently throw out the rules. We have to consistently take the steps that our ed does not want us to take. We have to learn to throw away the idea that carbs are bad. We have to throw away the rule of not eating past 8 p.m. We have to get rid of the step count minimum. We cannot listen to that anymore. We just cannot. Opposite action, throwing out the rules, is critical. And lastly, once you take the leap, once you create strength, once you find your support system, once you practice over and over again throwing out the rules, you are ready. You are ready to get educated. You are ready to understand why you are eating what you are eating. You are ready to understand why you are resting the days you are resting. You are ready to understand how, why, understand how your body uses carbs. Understand why your body needs the protein. Understand how the rest helps you get stronger. Understand how food is fuel and a friend and is not the enemy. So that this can be sustainable. So you are not just blindly throwing darts at a dartboard. So that Ed cannot creep back in and convince you you are eating too much because you know, you have the facts. No, my body needs this much, period. Get educated on food and lifting and resting so that you can use that against Ed. So you can use that to know forever how much your body needs. Those are my steps. Those are the steps that I have created from my journey that I know for a fact because of my story that these work. And we don't need to start inspired with thousands of templates, collaborate with ease and engage your audience with a more memorable camera presentation. Evidently, I did not delete those text box, so we're going to ignore those. But I want to go over even more just because I say this works because of my story. I want to actually show you why this works. These text boxes are throwing me off. That's kind of funny. I have three main reasons that these work. And I want to start from step 5 from the bottom and work up actually, which I already touched on. When we learn and know how to take care of ourselves, it blocks Ed out from creeping back in because we can use facts against him. And those are impenetrable because there's evidence, like my story, like yours, that the amount that you need is right for you, that the amount that you are resting is right for you. They're impenetrable. And when we create consistent movement, when we can view food as fuel, it is so much easier to find gratitude. It is so much easier to find appreciation for the strength that we are building, for the food that is fueling us. Instead of fearing it, instead of condemning our bodies, instead of hating the food, instead of yelling at ourselves, instead of worrying, we can stop and pause and appreciate and hype ourselves up and get excited for the food when we can find our strength and fuel our bodies. And not only can we appreciate it, we can be confident in how much we are eating. We can be confident in the days that we move our bodies and the days that we decide to take rest. We can be confident in the clothes that we wear and the shape of our bodies because we know we are working towards our best self, because we know we are not eating too much or we know we are not eating too little. We can walk around with confidence. We can walk around with appreciation and gratitude, and we can walk around with impenetrable knowing that we are taking care of ourselves, how the best way we take care of ourselves. Also, sorry again about those text boxes. So, quick pause here. Deep breath. I feel like I've been just throwing some words at you. I want you to, if you knew not already, I should have told you at the beginning of this, but if you do not already have your pen and paper, I want you to get that. You have a journal that you like to use for journaling, flip to your next empty page. You do not just find a pen and paper, preferably notebook or a large piece of paper because we do have quite a few things that we are going to reflect on, and I would like you to journal on. If you choose not to journal right now, that is okay. You can rewatch this and journal at a later time if you just want to see what we're talking about. But I am going to give you time to write down and journal on these prompts as we go through them. I think it is important now that we are educated, now that we are feeling motivated and grounded and hopefully inspired, to do some reflecting, to do some note taking on this mindset, on these steps. So the first one that I want to start with, if you are ready, if not, just pause. So the first one I want you to start with is just 3 gratitudes, just 3 things that you are thankful for right now. As small or as big as you would like to go, as detailed or vague. Next, one thing that we did earlier during the meditation, and one thing that I just want you to take note on again here briefly, is what you're feeling in your body. Are you feeling goosebumps? Are you feeling tension? Are you feeling a lightness, or are you feeling anxiety? Are you feeling a headache? Are you feeling antsy? Just take note. The next is a 2-parter. And I want you to journal down some people that you admire. Stick with me here. I am rowing the boat in a direction, not just mindlessly, I promise. So once you have some people noted that you admire, I want you to note the qualities they have and then journal down on those qualities they have that you feel you do not. So what qualities in those people that you admire, what qualities do you think you don't have that they do, that you admire in them, but you do not feel or see in yourself? I'll give you a little bit longer on this one. And then we have another 2-parter. And I want you to take note on some people who trigger you, some people who annoy you or bring out the triggered version of you. So take note of those people. Probably pretty easy to think of. And the qualities in them. I want you, where this is a little bit different, pay attention here. I want you to think about the qualities they have that you also do not have. So the same but different. So qualities in them that trigger you or annoy you that you feel you do not have. Does that make sense? I'll give you a little bit. Okay. The next is speaking on parts of you, habits you have, qualities you have that you feel you just do not want anymore. I want you to write those down, reflect on those. And once you do that, I want you to think about scenarios that come up. When those qualities come out, what repeating scenarios keep happening that you don't want to happen anymore? Do you find yourself in situations that you are frustrated by that just keep happening? What are those? Once you have that, we have two parts to think about. The first is who you are being. How are you being when that scenario repeats itself? Are you being scared and anxious? Are you isolated and alone? Are you being a triggered version of yourself? Who are you and how are you being when you repeat that scenario? And then the second part of this reflection is the qualities that you would need in order to stop the repetition of that scenario. Would you need confidence? Would you need vulnerability? Would you need awareness? What qualities would you need to stop doing that scenario that's repeating? Okay, and then the ending. These are the last two. So, what are you desiring that is keeping you in the repetition? So, kind of the last part of this little series that we did of the repeating scenario. What are you desiring that is keeping you repeating this scenario? Is it control? Is it connection? Is it disconnection? What are you desiring that's keeping you in the repetition? And then the last reflection prompt that I have for you is a question here that's what are the ways that you can provide yourself safety and comfort outside of the repeating scenario? So, what is a different option? What are different options that would provide you with safety and comfort and maybe the same feeling that you're desiring that isn't this repeating scenario you don't want? What are other options? I hope these were helpful. Pause, keep reflecting. If you would like more time with these prompts, come back to this on the recording. Come back to these in your journal. Do this for different scenarios. Do this for different people and the qualities in you and in them. Maybe this scenario is about food. Maybe this scenario is about a relationship. Whatever it is, how can you use this to shift? How can you use this to come to more awareness of what you need in order to shift? How can you use this to have more confidence that the 5 steps of full recovery are steps that you know you can take? Things to think about. And that is all I have for you, my friends. If you have questions for me, feel free to message me, feel free to ask them, feel free to comment them, feel free to reach out. But before we do that, before we end, let's talk about the special coaching discount. So if you mention, if you want to stick around, if you want to reach out later with your questions, if you decide to pull the trigger and go through these steps, I can guide you through them with 30% off of my coaching. For coming to this masterclass, for watching this recording, I want to give you the gift of a discount of working together, because I would love nothing more than to take you through my 5 steps of coaching. Of recovery in my coaching. Because like I said, one of the steps is having that support. Coaching is a 6-month commitment minimum to work together. And so the 30% off would be the paid in full price. So when you pay for 6 months of coaching upfront, you will get 30% off of that price, which is quite a hefty discount. And I would love to offer it to you and love to have you in this world and in this community, fighting together, recovering together. So let me know, just mention this masterclass. Let me know if you have any questions, concerns, shares. And I am so excited to support you and guide you in whatever way that you choose. Have a lovely rest of your evening, my friend.